You think Derek can do anything about that?
Well, since he's the one everyone seems to be after, it's more like he should do something about it. Yeah.
I don't know. There's something different about him now. He wasn't like this when I knew him.
What was he like?
I think the value to 308 to fans is seeing a slight different version of the characters they're familiar with. You know, they're younger. I mean, what's going to be different about them?
I play young Derek Hale, and Derek is just a confident, popular, kind of cocky basketball player in high school. And then he falls in love with this girl who's not really in the same social circle as him, and he's got to make some decisions that make him, in the end, grow up a little too fast.
I think it's important for people to understand why Peter is the way he is. He's clearly got some issues that he's working through. But it gives you a sense of how he came to be the way that he is. He's kind of been an outsider his whole life in this world, either because he's been a little bit older and out of sync with the people that he's been around, and that's caused him to, I think, feel just really not included.
He's always the guy that when he sees something beautiful, he just has to scratch it or just, mess with it. And he doesn't really even know why himself. And that's kind of part of what makes up the complexity and mystery of Peter Hale.
Peter doesn't always have the best intentions for him, and I think Derek is at heart really lonely. Peter was the closest thing that Derek had to a friend, and he was a confidant. And when you lose someone like that, you really don't feel like you can trust many people. What changes Derek the most is he really loves this girl, and in the end, he ends up hurting this girl. And so I always saw it as his way of how he is now, of he doesn't want to give himself the power to do that again. And I think it just kind of made him more isolated from everyone else because he just didn't want to hurt someone like he did.
Playing the younger version of Ian Bohen, I've spent just a little time with Ian.
I tried to help him get an idea of what he was doing because he came into the show in the middle without any idea of what it was and who the guy was, and try to help him, sort of do that in his way.
What I try to take from Ian is just like mannerisms and attitudes, kind of incorporate that into my own performance, and I just have to kind of develop a foundation for what Ian, as the older Peter Hale, kind of produces.
It is the same character, but it's at the same time it's not. It's his version of it, so it should be a standalone person.
It's great to play the younger version of Tyler Hoechlin because he's just kind of like the man on the show, and he's such a strong and prominent presence on screen, and I don't know, I just think it's kind of like it's an honor to even be considered like good-looking enough to be the younger version of him. So it's a compliment to me and my parents, I guess.